Alzheimer's patients today. Eli Lilly announcing its experimental drug failed to help Alzheimer's patients in a clinical trial. The news sending shares to a 2-year low. Here now is Dr. Kevin Campbell, UNC professor of medicine. Dr. Campbell, a lot of folks had very high hopes for this drug, including members of my family, by the way. Is it a total failure, this drug?
You know, I don't think it's a total failure. This is the first drug that's actually addressed the cause of Alzheimer's and to try to stop the progression of the disease rather than treat symptoms. And I think if we continue to go down research in this line, we're going to find a better drug.
But other companies, other drug companies that had a similar approach, they saw their shares also fall. It looks as though everybody was looking in the same kind of direction. We're going to have to take another direction towards this disease, right?
That's exactly right. They're using antibodies, which are proteins that go in and bind other proteins that get deposited in the brain in Alzheimer's patients that cause the symptoms. So I think thinking mechanistically that way and treating what causes the disease is going to be the right line, but we've got to find better drugs to do it.
Now, I know you're a doctor, not a businessman, but there's a business side to this story, which is, drug companies catch a lot of flack for the high price of their drugs and so forth. The reason why is because of what just happened. They must have spent billions of dollars experimenting with different kinds of drugs, trying to get this kind of drug, and then the trials, et cetera. That's why the prices end up being so high, because of failures like the one they just had.
That's exactly right, David. It costs so much money to get these drugs through the FDA and to do the trials that are important. I see something changing with the FDA. Hopefully, we'll make it easier to get drugs through the FDA process a little cheaper.
Let me just stop you there. That's because of the Trump anti-regulation policy?
I think so. I think you're going to see safety still being a priority by the FDA, right, but I think you're going to try to make it easier for drugs to get through so that patients can get them quicker. This trial has gone on for 2 years already.
Yeah. Well, let's hope we can learn from the failures. Sometimes drug companies do that. Dr. Campbell, good to see you, my friend. Thank you very much for coming in. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Same to you.
The war on cops escalates.